Ladies and gentlemen, Tattoo Avance here, and welcome to a ship review. Now today we are taking a look at the Constellation Phoenix. We're going to be taking a look on a planet today because there is a little bit of a challenge with hangars at the moment, but look at this. How cool is that? Look. Wow. So we've got a beautiful spot to take a look around the Phoenix. I do own this ship actually. It was the second ship that I've ever bought after the 325A, and if you followed my channel for a very long period of time, you remember when I made the Constellation video, when I upgraded. Now this one today looks far better from a graphical point of view. Do have a few questions in the inside, but we'll go through that once we jump inside. But let's have a look on the outside. Now this is classed as the luxury ship, I suppose you could say. It is slightly more powerful than the, I would say, the fighter version of the Constellation, only a fraction. That's what we're being told by Star Citizen anyway. Cockpit up the front, very traditional cockpit. This sort of white look, I do like the look of it. In fact, to be fair, I do like the white colour, but saying that, black ship's probably better really. If you want to be in a luxury ship and not be spotted, I guess. Got these little flaps here that open when you go to land for atmospheric flight. Huge landing legs. Did land a bit odd, actually, at the back there. That back one went a bit weird. Maybe it was the uneven ground I was on. It's got a pretty decent loadout. The forward guns are absolutely awesome. 4 guns in total on the forwards. It's got point defense as well. And it's got the missile racks as well. When the power comes on, they pop out. You can close the racks by going into the weapon control and turning them off. When you turn the engines on, the racks come out unless you go into the weapon control and turn the power off, basically. I've turned the power off at the moment to stop it making the weird noises while we're here. I do like the design. It's quite a striking design, a lot of pointy angles. It's definitely not stereotypical Star Citizen sort of box. Has got a lot of flat edges though. P-72 on the back there as well. Can't fly it yet. I'm not really sure why. It just doesn't look like they need to implement a lot to actually de-dock. I understand that docking might be a little bit challenge, but they could do some sort of automatic docking computer where you get close and it says lock and you click confirm and it just docks or something. And over here you do have a cargo bay or rover where you can put a vehicle as well here, but we'll take a look at that when we jump inside. So let's get inside and we'll talk about some of the good and the bad for this one. Now I bought this for 2 reasons. One, Constellation is quite an iconic ship in Star Citizen. It was one of the, 3rd ships. And it just looks freaking cool. I do like all the animations when it folds out. Am I overly bothered about the luxury aspect of it? Let's just turn the power on, first of all, so we can see what we're looking at. I'm not overly bothered about the luxury aspect of it. What I mean is, I think a lot of it, do I dare say that it's more like roleplay stuff, RP? To some extent.
Welcome to Roberts Space Industries.
There we go, power on.
System check.
Now anyone who's got a Constellation will be very familiar with this area. Anyone that's got a Constellation will be very familiar with this area. Obviously you've got your pilot seat, your co-pilot seats. Does look pretty cool in here. I like these transparent displays as well, and it's got fantastic viewing angles as well, I think. Pretty cool ship. Gun seats as well. We've seen these before, haven't we? First aid here. What I have noticed is there's a few more interactable doors around the place as well. You can see here. These are going to pop out, I guess, at some point. Would make sense, wouldn't it? This is pretty much the same as the previous one, to be fair. Got the toilet. All these little doors as well. These actually open now. I'm assuming at some point we'd be able to interact with these and actually put stuff in it. It would help, wouldn't it? Crew beds, left and right. And we do have the door that we just came in. You do have a little table as well, and you can sit in this little table area. Now, this is a bit weird. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I know that the Phoenix has had the rework, it's clear. I don't know, the transition between this and this, it's almost like two different ships bolted onto each other. I know there's this whole modular thing with the front section and the centre section, but I sort of did expect the Phoenix to, I don't know, have the same materials that it's got here. I mean, the materials are not even the same, are they? You would have thought that this sort of white would have been all on these walls, that they would have refreshed this, but they didn't. I think it's a bit of a weird choice, really. I would have expected the rest of the ship to reflect the back of the ship, regardless of crew quarters or not. It's using two different materials on a ship. It doesn't seem logical to me. But either way, you come in here, it does look pretty nice. There's quite a big difference, as you can see, between this and this. I mean, even from an animation point of view and lighting point of view, it's totally different. But hey, I suppose you get that. I suppose when you go on a ship and you go to the crew quarters, the finishing is slightly different, I suppose. You've got these little... I like these buttons, are pretty cool. A bit buggy at the moment, they don't all work, unfortunately. Sometimes you click on them and you get stuck. Pretty cool bed. I did have a look to see if there's any fish in there. There's no fish or anything in there yet. Little bed here. Can get in there as well. I like the fact it's got a screen there, so someone saves there or was lying down. That they hopefully should have some sort of ship or where you're flying to information. You have the same thing over here. Exactly the same again. Little screen. Nice little bed. And then back into this quarters, which I suppose you could say this is sort of the executive area. You've got rooms there as well where they sleep. Got some seats here where they can sit as well. Play cards. The first thing I looked at this, and I know what you're all thinking, I thought exactly the same thing. I guess you're standing up when you're playing cards, right? Because the table is way too far away, isn't it? I mean, if you're sitting in a chair, you'd be literally throwing your cards at the table, wouldn't you? I get it. It's a game and it doesn't have to be that realistic. But some things you just look at and you just think, that ain't right. I do like these windows. This is really cool. You can see, look, now that I've turned the power on and I haven't turned off the racks, that the racks actually pop out. And you can do individual racks as well. As far as I'm aware, so far it doesn't actually affect the flight when they're out. So probably better off leaving them out. So if you come into contact, then you can start launching loads of the rockets. But yeah, I do like these windows. Really nice to be able to see out and everyone else. What am I going to actually use this ship for? I think it's quite a good ship, obviously, to meet up with people and chat about maybe battle plans and stuff like that. I think it's even a behind enemy line ship as well. Quite a defensive one. Even if some, high officers or something like that wanted to get behind the enemy lines to view the battle and to do some coordination, it's not a bad one to do it from, is it? Don't know if you're able to coordinate things from looking out this window. You do have these as well, look. I'm thinking like realistic gameplay, not RP here, something where it's a real use. And that's sort of what I got it for. Firstly, because of the firepower and its capability. And secondly, just to position yourself in battle and command, it'd be pretty cool. And maybe diplomacy meetings, alliances with other organisations and stuff like that. You can come out and meet them in this ship. The bar. Very, 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 very detailed, this. Very, very impressed with this, I must say. Fridge down here. You can't interact with any of this stuff. Bottles in there as well. Pretty cool logo here. Everything is amazingly detailed, isn't it? Little flickering here and there. Not the end of the world, eh? Does look really nice, doesn't it? Well stocked as well. Looks like some wine bottles there. These are screens as well, so guessing this is going to display some sort of information as well along the way. Towel there. Sink. That'll really wind me up, the fact that someone's left that in the sink. Really nice and clean. Someone could have left it somewhere else. What else we got? Oh, a cigar there. The lighting is pretty good. Some people critiqued it, saying that it's a bit of a big space. I think the use case that I suggested is quite a use case if you really want to use it in real, you know, for real gameplay. I mean, the layout doesn't really make sense to me, because in some ways that this is more like a, dare I say, like a, it's like a brothel. But I'll tell you what, I'll show you why in a minute, right? Because you think about it, right? I'm just gonna we'll move over to the captain, into the, you know, the executive person's quarters now, shall we? Tell me if this is not weird. Now I'm standing in here, maybe in the nude, in my pants, looking out the window, watching people in the hot tub, and other executives walk past. Now I don't know what sort of executive and posh places you've been to, but looking for a transparent window with boxer shorts or no clothes on while people are walking around outside, it's almost like you'd be entering this ship and putting your keys in a jar or something, you know what I mean? And then what makes it even worse, I'm just going to go to the loo. I'm going to run down here in my boxers. Hey guys, how we doing? And I'm going to run all the way back here. Hey crew. Just going to go to the loo. Now, it don't work, does it? I don't know what you think. It really doesn't work for me anyway. And there's no storage in here either, which is very odd as well. I mean, I did have a look around. There's nothing obvious that seems to pop out, is there? Unless we've got a hidden door, but there's no hidden door here. Okay, the hot tub's there. So, a bit of a weird choice there. I probably would have maybe put a toilet, maybe a little freestanding shower here or something. At least it would have been closed off. And I probably wouldn't have had the window there, to be fair. What makes it even worse, you can actually see through the window. So once again, brothel is a good, probably a good take on this ship, I think. So you got a couple of choices. Pretty cool table here, though. If this is really a table, like in real life, it'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Can't sit in the seats, though. Nice chairs, aren't they? Be nice chairs as well. The other thing I noticed as well, and I have looked into this and I can't see anything. At the end of the day, this has got good guns, good fighting capability. I would have thought, I've looked everywhere, I can't see anything. When I looked at the ceiling, I looked at these things. I don't know if you're thinking the same thing. Maybe when I thought it goes into like battle mode, maybe they'd slide down and cover the windows. See what I mean? I haven't seen anything in the documentation to say that, but it would be pretty freaking cool if it did that, wouldn't it? So it'd go down to, like, you know, to protect the passengers from something flying through the blooming window. Suppose you could argue then this has got it, but that they could have easily put a sliding cover over that. That would have just made it super cool. That would have gone from cool to super cool if it had that feature. And it wouldn't have been hard for them to factor that in. Even some, like, metal shutters that come up. A lot of these space series, don't they? They have them sort of things as well, where they go into the battle mode and all the windows shut down in case you have a breach or something. Makes sense. You know, you want to protect your cargo, whether it's the girls or the VIPs, one or the other. And then we got another fish tank here. Previous version. Rest in peace. That's the previous version. Phoenix in there in the bottom there. No fish. Not as yet, anyway. Hot tub, which pops out over here. Which doesn't seem to work at the moment. I've tried everything to get the thing to pop out. Obviously, it pops up, I'm guessing. You have a lot of doors around the place as well, isn't it? Where you can interact with the modules. And then, over this way, we have a couple more doors here as well. Another module there. Another module there. into the dark room. I think I genuinely feel that they've done such a good job in here, right? I know some people critique there's a lot of space in here, and I think there is a lot of space in here, but the idea is this is not supposed to be a place where someone's just standing here. There's going to be people standing around here. I think that was the intention. Rather than have something that is a narrow corridor like this is supposed to be an open space where people can freely stand by the bar, right? If you go to a normal bar, people are standing around, probably around this area. Corridor there is a little bit big. I wouldn't dismiss that. Part of that is obviously because of the design style, and I get it, right? If you look at this now, if you move this wall out to here, and you have the corridor there, yeah, okay, you probably gain a bathroom in there, you gain all the other facilities, what probably would have made the VIP room a little bit better. The downside is this, the door to the cargo stroke where your rover is. All of a sudden, it would have been here. So it would have been like a trap, wouldn't it? If you come on, if someone's going to board you, you just open the door and you stand over here and put your hands up and you just wait for him to fall down the hole. So you can see why that's been pushed over that way. My guess was probably when they first did the design, they probably did the first design trying to work out. You could actually just put it here, couldn't you? Actually, you could have put the hatch there, couldn't you? And then move that wall out and then put a bathroom and everything in there, blacked out that window. Would have made it a little bit better. It made more sense anyway, I think. It's not the end of the world. Like I said, this is more about RP stuff at the end of the day, because going to the toilet's not going to make any difference. It's just about, if you're going to go this far, creating this much detail and logic, you would have thought that some simple logic like a toilet would have gone a long way, you know? All the other ships have it. There's one up the front there. Just means the VIP is going to have to use the crew toilets. So, let's go back down here. Got distracted. Into the dark, gloomy room. Once again, it wouldn't have been hard for them to make these walls white, brighten it up. The other thing which we can't really see at the moment is the damage states. Not just the damage states, but also the battle states as well. It'd be interesting to see how the lighting changes down here with the battle states. Even if we can increase the lighting back here. It's just really dark, isn't it? You've got some other modules back here as well. We've seen this in the other ships. You've got the displays there. I'm assuming this is going to give you ship information. And then coming back here, you know, you've got your old normal jump in and off you go. Didn't want to get in. And then off you go. Now you could argue this is a escape hatch. This could be many things, could it? I mean, this could be you going to see another organisation, or going to meet up with another friend of yours, or he's on the planet. Suppose you could just land it on the planet, but might be easier for just to whip down in that thing, eh? Fly down in that, pop back. Jobs are good, isn't it? Interested to see how the hot tub's going to work. Is it going to pop out before full? Or is it going to... Can we actually get in? The other reason for these ships as well, there's going to be missions inside of the game that people want escorting in a particular type of ship. And this is going to be NPCs, clearly. So you might pick up an NPC that is, you know, some, I don't know, real, you know, mortgage broker or something like that, or someone that works on the stock exchange or something like that, or someone important in the verse, maybe even a key individual in the UEE, and he might demand to be taken in a executive ship. So there is a use case for this, and the use case is there's going to be missions for it, undoubtedly. Just looking outside of that. And then obviously you got your brothel. I think that's a perfect scenario. We've got this thing here as well. I do like the floor. I think everyone's commented on that so far. It does look nice. And they've done a great job with the lighting. This is the... It's getting better and better every time we see a ship, isn't it? The lighting, I think, is fantastic in here. I've got no critiques. I have little bugs here and there. Old disco light on the table, but... Overall... Well, I made a mistake there, didn't I? Supposed to be standing on it. Could just drop down, but that's going to horribly go wrong in it. It's the only thing with these buttons as well. I do like these buttons, they just need to, I don't know, make them work. Let's have a look. Stand right over here. Change the angle. There we go. This time I'll stand on it. It's got a very similar sort of shutter thing, like the other door up the front there, when you stand on it. Has to go orange for it to work. What we could do is do that angle again. About over here, wouldn't it? Tried this with the hot tub as well, trying to get it working. Doesn't really matter which side you click on. Let's stand over here. Probably not going to work now, is it? There we go. Let's hope that's not going to be an emergency and you've got to get out quick. I do like the lift, actually. I think it's pretty cool. And I don't know if you remember a long time ago when I was doing the first review in the Phoenix, my biggest critique was the shower in the old Phoenix. I thought, very stupidly, that was a lift. Because it would have totally made sense, right? To have a lift that gets you straight down here into the cargo bay from the main area. In the previous one, there wasn't a way to do that other than exiting the ship, run down, open the door, and that's just ridiculous, isn't it? Particularly if you're in an executive ship and you've got to move, let's say, the AI from point A to point B and it's to a building, you want to put them in the vehicle. Can actually open this as well. Oh, don't look good out there, does it? In a blue space out there. We won't be going out there then. Oh, that works alright. So overall, what do I think? Oh, actually the last thing as well. I mean, no, this can be swapped out as well. They're saying that, you know, it should be swapped out with a pool table. Yeah, this could be swapped out with a pool table. Maybe later on down the line we're about to swap it out for other things as well. High possibility, isn't it? Overall, I am pleased with the ship. The only critique is the weird transition between the front and the rear, particularly in the materials. It just looks a bit odd to me. I think it's a little bit of a shame that they just didn't overlay similar materials that are in the centre section on the rear and on the front. Apart from that, pretty impressed. Not bothered about the toilet really. Doesn't make a massive amount of difference at the end of the day. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you've got a Phoenix or a Constellation, what do you think of the Constellation Phoenix? And what do you think of the design and layout? And if you had a Constellation Phoenix, what would you use it for? The last thing on the agenda today, if you're looking to join a Star Citizen organisation, check out the link in the description below. We also play a load of other games as well, so don't forget to check that out. That's it from me. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.